I'm back 2 days in a row, making up for lost time. Harry says, hello, how are you? Good, good, not too bad. I need a new game to play. I was looking at, so an update came out for Call of Duty today. Tried it. I'm back 2 days in a row. Where's that fucking coming from? It's my phone. Yeah, so I tried the new Call of Duty update. It doesn't seem kind of hugely different. So I need a new game to play. I don't know if you've got any recommendations. Also got an injury. Is this another injury, or is this the same injury from yesterday? Also got another injury. I think soft tissue damage. Awkward save. Hit my thumb and it bent backwards. Ouch. So this won't fully heal. It could not show what has happened fully yet, so could be minor. I hope it gets better either way. Have you gone to the hospital? Have they said anything? Have they said to take it easy or anything? But if it was from football, hopefully it should start to feel better quite soon. Grace is just watching Casio. Is that the guy that smashes the desk? I need to start smashing this desk. Actually, no. This is a nice desk. Maybe I should smash another desk. Another injury done today. I see. That is unfortunate. Is that you kind of done from a football perspective now? Are you gonna take it easy? Are you gonna rest up a bit? Or are you gonna say, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna continue to play? Yes, football and goal as always. Yeah, best to take it easy. George says predictions. Good question. Apparently 66 is playing right back for Real Madrid. And City have got Haaland playing. City have got Semenyo playing. City have got Doku playing as well. So I reckon, and the thing is for Madrid don't have Mbappe, and Madrid also don't have Bellingham. So I reckon City are going to win this. I think City probably win this 2-0. What do you think? Close, to be fair. George is saying 2-1 City. I was saying 2-0. So yeah, we're pretty close on the predictions. Oh, I said it wrong. I need to look up what the correct pronunciation is. Oh, you're still gonna play. So you're injured, but you're still gonna play football. Fair enough. I mean, you're braver than I am, and you're braver than some professionals. You're braver than that rat clown that has just come on the screen. Jeremy Jack, before I did remember, I do know who you are this time. You were previously Hugo Ekitike, previously Milos Kerkez, and so forth. And your favorite pizza is chicken and mushroom and sweet corn. I might have got that wrong, but yeah, I do remember you. How's it going? David's banner says, "Come on, Madrid, 3-1." You reckon Madrid will win 3-1? I reckon it will be tough for them, because Mbappe is not available, and what's his name? Jude Bellingham is also not available. I reckon City will win this. Reluctant Gamer says, "Hey, how you doing? I forgot to ask, did you play Silent Hill 2? I think you did play Silent Hill 2, right? The reason is because when I went to Japan, if you see on the shelf, there's a Silent Hill 2 figure. You know the nurse. you know the nurse with the pipe. I saw that in a shop. It's like a new figure that they brought out. And I didn't want to buy like a Dragon Ball Z one because there's already like enough half-naked men on that shelf. So I thought I need something a bit different. So if you know the nurse from Silent Hill 2 with the pipe, that's on that shelf, on the second shelf, if you can say it. I think City are going to win as well, 2-0. George says, Real Madrid are just lacking that spark for me. City will win. I think City will win as well. I think City will take this. 2-0 is my prediction. I think George was saying 2-1 earlier. Grace says, you got muscles? Not yet. Not after one workout. They're not quite back yet after one workout. But maybe, not too bad. Not too bad, actually. But it'll take a few workouts. I did work out last night after you told me to. You sent me a message to say, have you done your exercise? And I said, no, but I have eaten a Victoria sponge cake. So then, when you said get on with it, I to be fair, I did get on with it. Jeremy says, yes, I have a feeling Man City will win. I'm going for 2-0. Because we can't forget as well. They've got 66 at right back. They've got that little rat at right back. They got that little furry thing with a tail at right back. And he's gonna get torn to shreds, I hope. George says big upset for Arsenal drawing, and it was almost a loss for Arsenal. I think they got a penalty in the 90th minute. And they equalised with that penalty. They equalised with that penalty in the 90th minute. So I think could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse for them. They'll probably go through. They'll probably go through because the second round is at the Emirates. But still a surprising result. I mean, I was looking forward to calling them bottlers if they would have lost that game, but unfortunately managed to get a draw. But that's life sometimes. Are we kicking off with this game? George does not see Arsenal winning the Champions League. They just have too many games going on. Premier League is a bigger issue. Yeah, it's really difficult to win multiple kind of trophies. I think unfortunately they'll probably win one of them. I just don't feel like they have the nous to win the Champions League. So I reckon they'll probably get eliminated from the Champions League, but they might win the league, but I hope not. But yeah, I don't see kind of doubles and trebles and all that. I think that's very unlikely. Grace hates blue hat. Lol says, you had a good day. It was all right. Had the day off. Went to the shops. I vacuumed this room. And I vacuumed the desk as well. Sometimes I just vacuum the floor and then the desk is still dusty. But I proper kind of vacuumed this room. So I was going to say that was the most fun thing I did. But no, it's good. It was a good day. How about you? George says, to be fair, City could win the Champions League. I reckon they've got a better chance than... What's their name? I reckon they've got a better chance than Arsenal to win the league. I should really set this timer soon. Andy with an I says, what's the first word? Since then, is Arsenal buying the referees? Oh yeah, because you're. Were you a Leverkusen fan or a Frankfurt fan? I think you were a Leverkusen fan. I didn't see it. I didn't see the game. But I heard it was basically a dive and a very bad decision. Would that be accurate? That they basically dived in the 90th minute? Let me set this timer. Because that's what I've heard. That's not good. It's a bit of a shame for Leverkusen as well. Grace is making a Lego duck. Sounds pretty good. Speaking of fishes, we have fish here. Fish says hi. Come on, you fishes. Come on, indeed. Hope you're good, fish. Andy says, in what world is that a penalty? I didn't see it, but I've heard. Let me set the timer. Sorry, I've heard it was pretty bad. The referee should go back to the circus. Was it that bad? I have not. A lot of people are quite angry about it, which makes me think I need to watch it. Stefan says, literally, oh my god, another stream. Yeah, I figured I need to make up for lost time, given I've not been here for 3 weeks. Grace's day has been alright. Good to hear. George says, you reckon Spurs can survive and stay in Premier League? I reckon they probably will. So if it's 18, 19, 20th that gets relegated, I reckon they'll probably finish 17th and kind of survive that way. Billy says, horrible game yesterday. Need to bench Kanate after that. Kanate was horrendous. There was that time where the cross came in and he tried to kick it and he just completely missed the ball. That was a bit of a red flag, should we say. And then there was the disallowed goal, which is possibly the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. So yeah, you need to bench Kanate. Does that mean you'd play Gomez or have you reached the state where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to play anybody over him? Fish with a bit of Polish. I will translate that if you give me a sec. Andy's not happy that Havertz scored since Andy's a Leverkusen fan. Understandable. Did Havertz celebrate or did he do the whole somber thing? Stefan says City are in a green kit, which is bad and wrong. Nobody wins trophies in green kits. Or if you're Liverpool, nobody wins a match in a green kit. I think the green kit's been Liverpool's worst kit as well. I think City will win because Madrid don't have Mbappe and don't have Bellingham. But if they lose, then we can say Stefan was right about the curse. Bailey says Arsenal are poo. I don't disagree with that. Crazy dive from Madueke, says Alim. Is this for the Arsenal game? I'll be honest, I didn't see it. But was that the dive for the penalty? Andy thinks it was a dive. Bailey says, oh, I fell asleep last night. That's okay. I think you were saying, I'll come back if I don't fall asleep. But then you did. But that's fine. That's okay. All good. Alim says, Madueke's mother's vagina. Which is what that means. Free translation services. You don't need Google Translate when you have me. Andy says, yes, it was bad. How are you? I'm good because I've been in Japan for 3 weeks and I just got back. So I'm happier than I normally am. But let's see how long that lasts. How are you? That's the more important thing. Grace is not happy with me because I was going to say promised her, but I didn't promise. I said I'd do a gaming stream today, but I saw that this game was on, so then I changed my plan. So Grace is not particularly happy. Drizzlewood also doesn't think it was a penalty. I need to watch this back because this sounds like it was a bit of a abomination. Bailey's watching it now. Bailey will let us know as well what Bailey thinks. Fish says Champions League be like Real Madrid versus Man City. Yeah, I mean this is the third time that they've played in recent memory, and this is the third different manager that Real Madrid have had. So like 3 games ago it was Ancelotti. 2 games ago, or should I say 1 game ago, it was Alonso, and today it's Arbeloa. Stefan says, you've saved me from listening to TNT Sports commentary. Thank you. I forgive you for going on holiday. That was the aim. To make up for disappearing for about a month. Bernardo taking way too long to pass it there. If Bernardo passes that maybe a second earlier, Haaland's through. Andy has said, no, Havertz did not celebrate. Otherwise, he's not making it out of the Leverkusen stadium. Fair enough. Makes sense. He doesn't want a Kanu moment. Was it Kanu? No, it was Adebayor. It was Adebayor, wasn't it? Who celebrated in front of the Spurs fans. Bailey can't find it. I'll have to see if I can dig it out. Mr. Default says United. How have you done your skydive yet? And have you gone to your concert yet? I remembered that randomly today. I don't know why I was randomly thinking about you in the afternoon. And to be honest, that's a bit weird, but it just randomly came to me. Have you done your skydive and have you gone to that concert yet? I remember you talking about it previously. Yeah, I will. Give me a second. I'll translate that for you. I think it might be a song for your football team. Grace likes this top. I like it as well. It's a Liverpool top, as you see. Liverpool top. I got it from the Liverpool store, but on a discount. I think I got it for £10, you know. I think it only cost about 10. I think it only cost like £10-12. It was a pretty good deal. It's really nice. Like, it's really warm for a t-shirt as well. So yeah, no, it's good. I like it. Would anyone like a Turkish delight? I would not like a Turkish delight. Turkish delight is and I know you're referring to the game yesterday, but irrespective of that, Turkish delight is the most disgusting dessert I've ever had. It's just, you know, number one, it tastes weird. Number two, I don't like how they sprinkle that little sugar on top. It tastes like flowers. Not that I've ever eaten flowers, but it's just horrid. I know that's probably not the answer that you wanted. Grace says, when's your next day off? In 2 weeks, that Wednesday. 25th, is it? Something like that. I won't make you wait that long for the gaming stream. We'll do it before then. Gone to my concert and I actually really liked it. Nice. Who was the concert of? Who was performing? PSG goal Barcola. Wow. Who are they playing again? I can't remember. For some reason I was thinking it was Newcastle, but Newcastle played yesterday against Barcelona and got a good result. Yeah, I knew it was a Premier League team. Not done the skydive yet. I'm waiting for it to warm up, so I'm never doing it. Fair enough. Makes sense. Well, weather is pretty terrible, but it should hopefully warm up a bit. Do you need to do like any training or practice for a skydive, or do you just dive? I'm curious. Fish really wants me to translate his thing. Give me a second. You know, to translate, I have to like close like 50 windows. You really put me to work. Copy that. And I have to like physically go to Google Translate, because if I just type it in, it's like, dude, is this the song of your team that you want me to translate? So that's the name of your team. So that's like saying Liverpool, Liverpool, Liverpool. You are where Liverpool is not. The colours red, blue, you are. I don't want to insult your team, but that's a weird song. That's a weird chant. It's weirder than Chelsea's chant. You know, Chelsea's chant, which is just Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. It's a bit more bizarre than that. Speaking of, yeah, they're the ones playing PSG, and they're behind apparently. It was a dance group called The Next Step. It's from a TV show my girlfriend watches, but it was amazing. Nice. Glad you guys had fun. Sounds pretty good. Stefan says, imagine if you did is it Lech or Lech Poznan versus Shakhtar Donetsk tomorrow night in the Conference League for 3 nights in a row. I guarantee that won't happen. I might do the gaming stream tomorrow that Grace has been asking me for, but it depends how tired I am. Well, I'll definitely be back on Sunday though. I know Liverpool are shit at the moment, but there's no way that they lose to Spurs. Grace was gonna say, what were you gonna say? No training, no. I'm strapped to a professional, but I do have to watch a safety video before I do it. Makes sense. This is all Man City, and their green kit. The green kit is a bit weird. I can't lie. Ooh, just hit the bar. Siphoning Lightning, who's a Spurs fan, is saying we're going down. I don't think you will. I think you'll be very, very close, but I think you'll survive. It would be a disaster if Spurs went down. I don't know if they've paid off that new stadium yet, but I doubt it. But I think I think you'll do just about enough to stay up. But it's still, I almost feel as if even if you stay up, it still doesn't quite solve the problem of what's going on the field, if that makes sense. I presume they're going to need to make another managerial change, but what do they do at this stage? It's just a bit of a mess. I blame Daniel Levy. Bailey has no GCSEs tomorrow, thank the Lord. The Lord indeed needs to be thanked for that. Thank the Lord that my stream keeps effing freezing. Let me see if I can find a better one. I think you'll beat Galatasaray at Anfield. I think we will. I think we will as well, but I'm not as confident as I used to be just a few years ago. I think we'll do enough to turn it around. But the flip side is, even if we turn it around and everybody's like, yay, is it PSG in the next round? They're going to tear us a second hole. Oh, you wrote the song. Okay, that makes sense, because it didn't. It was, the lyrics were interesting, but if you wrote it, it makes sense. Grace is saying, please do the gaming stream tomorrow. I'll try my best. I'll try my best. The problem is sometimes I wake up in the morning and with a headache because I've been talking for 3 hours straight. But we'll see how it goes. I will update you tomorrow. Siphoning Lightning says we have so many calls given against us. Do you think that's the main reason, or do you think there's more to it than that? Imagine a newly promoted League 2 side going to the Spurs Stadium in the Championship next season. Yeah, they just be looking up like, what the hell is this? You know, like those movies where somebody from the village escapes into the big city and suddenly seeing lights and it's all amazing. They're gonna be having the time of their lives. That would be pretty wild. When Pochettino comes back, we will do good. Oh, do you want is that the general Spurs consensus? Do you want Pochettino back? Do Spurs fans in general want Pochettino back, or is it just you, or is it a bit of both? Oldham song is meat pie sausage roll. Come on, Oldham, give us a I wasn't expecting that to rhyme. I mean, at the start, I thought that was just your Greg's order. I genuinely wasn't expecting that to rhyme, so that's caught me off guard in a good way. Patch wants to come back. To be fair, you'd probably take him. I know. I appreciate. I don't think he won anything, but equally, he seemed to be running the club quite well. You got to the Champions League final, I think, with Poch. Sometimes managers and clubs just fit nicely together, so it could work from that perspective. It wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Is he? Yeah, you're saying only after World Cup. Is he still USA manager? He must still be USA manager. Spurs' problem is there are too many teams in London. They can't all be top division trophy winners. It certainly splits the fan base. I'll LFC 18. We will win at home, you reckon? Is this the for the Galatasaray return leg? I think so. Yeah, I think we'll win. Maybe like 2-0. 2-0 to. I mean, I even feel silly for saying 2-0 these days, because the second half of that is 0, which means Liverpool won't concede. I reckon Liverpool will win. It's more that will give a level of relief for a bit, but then the next round it will be PSG, and PSG will probably batter us. I don't want to say I'm checked out of this season because I think that's a silly thing to say. You're checked out just because you're not winning. That always sounds lame to me, so I kind of refuse to say that. But what I will say is I don't think volley, but just goes wide. I don't think this team is going to win anything until there's any pace and still until there is a degree of pace in the team. There's no pace in the team. And a guy was saying to me yesterday, the issue's not pace, the issue's tactics. But I was like, if you don't have pace, what tactics can you derive? You know, it's like giving somebody a potato and bread and saying, build me an amazing recipe. If you don't have the components to build a recipe, one of which is pace, what recipe are you going to build? It's going to be inedible. Ooh, Real Madrid are through. Real Madrid have scored. What the F, bro? What the F? Real Madrid have scored. Out of nowhere, Valverde. There's me coming out with my kind of cute little analogies, and as I look up, Real Madrid have scored. Poch did love you. Spurs are nothing without Kane and Son. That was definitely their two best players during their best period. It was just a long kick up by Courtois. That Nico Riley guy just completely misses the ball. Donnarumma runs out. So Nico Riley misses the ball and Donnarumma misses the ball. And then Valverde just basically kicks it into an empty net. Damn, I wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting that. It's 1-0 to Real Madrid. That is a surprise. I've asked Jonathan if he's joining, but he hasn't replied. He sent me a message. You know that girl who was posting her Instagram handle yesterday? And I just put it on the screen for a joke saying, this is most likely a bot. Do not follow this person. Johnny sent me a screenshot of her profile, and under her profile it said requested. And I was like, bro, have you seriously followed this bot just because it's got like a cute picture? It's not a real person. But he said he had to, and I was like, okay, whatever works for you. I'm excited to see where Luis Enrique goes. Let's keep him as far away from United as we can. We can be the championship winners. Hey, a trophy's a trophy. You can say, hey, there's another trophy Arsenal have not won, but they might have won it. Oh, are you CJ with the collection, with the Liverpool collection? I think Rio 2 goals. Well, Rio 2 goals with Salah, Pen, and Osimhen 1. I love Rio. They need to play the poor kid. I know they're trying to strike this whole balancing act between, okay, they don't want to overplay him because they don't want to break his legs. But I think maybe the balancing is skewed too far to the right. Because the flip side is, yes, you're worried about playing him too much, but there's also a risk you don't play him enough, and then he doesn't develop. That's my uneducated opinion. Spurs should buy a keeper. No, buy a new keeper. What's wrong with the keeper that you have, other than him getting subbed off yesterday? Why is Vicario not playing? I thought... So, was it Kinsey or something that started yesterday? And then Vicario came on. But I thought Vicario was amazing. Is he injured or is he out of form? Why is Vicario on the bench? I've been a Spurs fan for only 13, 14 years. Many more years to come. How you doing, Isabel? Isabel says, get in Madrid. The goal kind of came out of nowhere. I can't lie. They literally, I'm sure you saw it, but they literally just booted it up the field and they hit it into an empty net. My prediction for this game was that City were going to win. But Isabel does detest City, to be fair. Does detest City with a passion, which is kind of funny. The thing is, I can't support Madrid too much because of their right back, because of his little furry little rat nose and his furry little rat tail. So I can't bring myself to support Madrid. Yeah. Slat out Hillary Clinton in. I mean, she's not particularly busy at the moment. So she could certainly do a job. We're nothing without Madas and Kulusevski. Are they both injured? We don't need Enrique. We have Carrique. Is that the Spanish version? Unfortunately, I think you will hire a world-class manager in the summer. I don't think you will repeat them. Like, I know you're just messing, but I don't think you will repeat the mistake of giving him a full-time job. I wish you did do that, but I think you'll hire someone more experienced. Ah, yes, you are CJ with the collection. Makes sense. He's awful. We both are awful. I think we need to play Armin Pesci more. Armin Pesci, as in the keeper, the Hungarian keeper. Kieran Morrison, both unreal talents. With Rio left winger. I'd generally like to see the youth be given a bit more of a chance, because this season is probably kind of gone at this point. Another one is Trey Neone. You might as well give him a chance to a certain degree. Dan has provided clarity. He said Vicario's been dreadful this season. That's why Spurs are near relegation places. I see. Would you say he's the main reason for it, or is he just one of the reasons? Stefan says, how do you know I'm not a bot from Oldham? Maybe I'm a cute girl bot. Because you told me that you work in furniture removal, which leads me to believe you're unlikely to be a cute girl. You're going to have like very tough hands from all the furniture that you move. And additionally, you walk 15 miles very, very easily, which leads me to believe it's unlikely. It's unlikely. I'm hoping you're impressed by my memory and not creeped out by my memory. Slot out Ten Hag in. No, thank you. You are overachieving, but how do I say this? It's like to a certain degree, yes, and not having Europe might help, but equally, I think you're in the position that you kind of deserve to be in, because you've got the points. You get the 3 points here. You get the 3 points there. So I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. I hate 66 too, but factually, City are the better team, and so yeah, I'd rather get them knocked out first. Fair enough. Do you still have hope, Isabel, that Liverpool will win this Champions League? Or are you resigned to somebody else winning it? Grace says darts on tomorrow. Is your favourite player playing? Luke... Shit, what's his name? Luke Littler. Is he playing tomorrow? Kulusevski most likely back next week. Let's hope he's back next week. We don't want him back on Sunday because you're playing a team who needs a win on Sunday. Let's hope he's back after that. We're only doing well because we're playing once a week. Fair enough. That I can understand. Oh my God! It's 2-0. What the f is going on? It's 2-0. Yay! It's 2-0. What the fuck? It's Valverde again. I can't celebrate too much because I can see that rat celebrating with his little rat tail. It's 2-0 though. It's 2-0. What the hell? Next season when we're back in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup and Champions League, potentially we'll drop. I hope so. I thoroughly hope so. Nothing would make me happier. But to be fair, realistically speaking, there are differences this time. Like maybe possibly you will drop, but I do see differences. There's less kind of stars and big names now, and I think that's a positive, because stars and big names bring ego and all that. Like Brian Mbeumo, he's not like a superstar, but that's a positive because then he'll work really, really hard. The keeper, like Lamens, he's not a big name, but that's probably a positive because he's going to work really hard. So I think naturally you would probably drop off because of the increased load from the increased number of games, but I think if they continue on this trajectory of not making the FIFA signings like Jadon Sancho, Paul Pogba, but instead making the football manager signings like Brian Mbeumo or so forth, I think they'll do pretty well. I should probably, I was going to say increment the score, but I sound like such a fucking clown when I say that. I should probably increase the score. Need another 6 great players. Yeah, it's going to be a big window. Please tell me you don't want Lampard as a manager for Liverpool. Like, do you mean Lampard for somebody else? Grace says Thursdays are the best days and the worst days for me. Best day because darts are on, but worst because I have double washing to do on Thursdays because I go to gym. I see. Maybe think of it as Thursdays are the worst day, but the darts make it better. Is that thinking of it from a more positive perspective? That's probably what I would do. Yeah, of course. Players always turn into Superman against Liverpool, but against Real Madrid, that disappears. Since Carrick has been in the only games we haven't won. Yeah, and not, yeah, I reckon if you can get Champions League, because it's not too long ago that you had Amorim and everything was pretty much a disaster. With the formation, with the tactics, with the media interviews. So I think if Carrick was to get you Champions League, I think that would be amazing. Still wouldn't be enough to give him the full job, but it would be amazing for his CV. Fish is making me translate something else. Can you translate it for me? Because I don't have the translate window open. The problem with Spurs is the owners. Is this Daniel Levy, the bold guy? There's a lack of ambition in trying to make this a world-class club. Apparently, Ange said that as well, mate. Isabel says, personally, I hold hope. So this is about Liverpool potentially winning the Champions League. We are the black sheep, to be honest. We're the underdog, yeah. If it's any kind of comforting thought, I was trying to think about comforting thoughts about Liverpool. They do seem to do better against the bigger teams that kind of come at them. I don't know if that makes things better or worse, but they do seem to do better against those types of teams. And you'd think those types of teams are the types of teams you'd face in the latter stages. Van der Ven is suspended. It's good to hear because he's a very good defender. Probably I like Johnny Clayton. He's my new favourite. He's my celebrity crush. Who is Johnny Clayton? You're saying your celebrity crushes are Clayton. I know who Pedro Pascal is, but who is Clayton? Is this a darts player? Valverde never scored against United. Manchester's red. Has Valverde ever played United? Light Cloud, are you a form of cloud storage? It says it's 2-0 now. I've never heard of Light Cloud. Are you a self-hosted application of similar to Nextcloud, or are you something else? I'm curious. Stefan says your memory is remarkable. Thank you very much. I do work for a charity furniture shop, and I'm not a bot or a cute girl yet. Fair enough. I mean, the yet suggests that in the future you could become a cute girl or you could become a bot. I mean, being a bot might help with the furniture aspect because you then wouldn't feel the pain. So if you were a robot that moved furniture, you could go for hours and hours, I think. Fish is going to be drafted to World War 3. I would draft you to World War 3. Is there a particular side that you would pick? Would you be in the Navy since you are Fish? Because then, if you think about it, there'd be no concern about you going overboard. If you were to be attacked via a submarine, you'd be perfectly fine. So there are advantages to your enlistment. Lamans, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it is. 18 million is legitimately nothing these days. Legitimately nothing these days. It wouldn't surprise me if that's less than you paid Amorim, to get rid of him. Wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, 18 million in football terms these days is basically zero. Starting from now, I will not cut my head off Spurs with one game. You might have giant hair like, what's his name? United Strand. Apparently, Amorim wanted Emi Martinez over Lamans. Martinez seems to be better. He's one of those keepers that seems to be better for Argentina than clubs. But Martinez probably would have been more expensive in general. And also would have been more expensive because I think Villa would have put the price up, selling to a local rival, league rival. So probably got a good deal there. No for Academy McLaren to LFC, says CJ. Who's McLaren? Tell me who McLaren is. I've not heard of this. Tudor is like Amorim. They need to stop with this 3-4-3 nonsense, man. It worked for what's his name, Conte, a few years ago, but it don't work anymore. To be fair, you were right about the green kit. You did raise your concerns that nobody wins in a green kit, and 15 to 20 minutes after you said it, they're 2-0 down. Oh, a Bodo scored as well. Everyone scoring apart from Liverpool. Doku up against the Rat. Nothing happens. I low-key want Alonso as manager. Me too, if he's available and if he wants to come. I said, let's get on that. Thomas Frank United, here we go. Google McLaren is McLaren Street. Is that a street or is that a striker? If Carrick stays or goes, I don't care. I'm at the point I don't care who we get at this point. Fair enough. Provided it's not Ten Hag or what's his name, Amorim. All English teams to go out this round. That would be kind of embarrassing. Unfortunately, I think Arsenal will go through. It's very tough. It's very tough for City now, and I'm hoping Liverpool go through. Mr. Default's favourite celebrity crushes me. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Lamans is only 23. Damn, that's young in general for a footballer. Very young for a keeper. Big beef stew, not medium beef stew or regular beef stew. This is big beef stew. Bodo Glimt are way better than I thought. If Liverpool don't win it, I'm Bodo Glimt all the way. Fish with Polish again. Are you telling me something about your team? You'll have to translate that for me because I've closed the translate window. Isabel says, yeah, I'd say so. The problem for teams in cups is that they actually have to win. Very true. They actually have to go for it. And that plays into our hands. It does. I think that's kind of why also when Liverpool were playing badly earlier in the season, which seems like it's been the whole season, they still seem to beat Madrid. They still seem to get results against the teams that come out and play. We have some glaring issues. In the next window, we definitely need a winger. Left winger or right winger or both. A number 6, a centre-back or 2, depending on what happens with Konate. I say he goes and we need 2 for sure. We need quite a few players. Even though we need a 6, I'd be tempted. I just want at least 2. I just want at least 2 pacey players up front. I'd take a right winger and a left winger at this point. Get rid of Gakpo. Nah, that's unfair. Gakpo's fine. Gakpo's fine as a bench option, but he's not a starter. I just want a bit of pace in the team. That is all. That is not all, but that is one of the main things. Van der Ven going to Liverpool. I don't know if we've got that much money left after last season. The piggy bank is a bit dry at the moment. Draft me to World War Three as a Spurs fan. I feel no pain. I mean, a third World War might be better than watching the Atletico game yesterday. Grace says yes, he's a darts player. Is this your Clayton guy? And yes, he's playing tomorrow. So is Littler. Clayton is against Van Heaven, and Littler is against Clayton, Sven, Gerwin, and Price. I see. Darts is getting pretty intense. What channel does it come on? Does it come on Sky Sports or does it come on BBC or one of those? I might have to check it out. Which are going to be hard matches. I'll take your word for it. Is Luke? I know Luke Littler. Is he the world number one? He's the only one I know. Grace says you talk awful lot about football. I'm doing my best to kind of work my way down the comments. I'm currently not too bad actually. I'm just a few minutes behind, but I'm like 20 comments behind. I'm trying to go through as fast as I can. I could be wrong, but didn't you or someone say yesterday no one ever wins in green? They did. It was Stefan, and he said it again today. So at the start of the game, I was saying I reckon Man City are going to win this for XYZ reason. And then Stefan, who said it yesterday and also said it today, said no, Man City are wearing green, therefore they're not going to win. And I was like, shit, yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna say everybody who wears green is a loser, but then I saw my cap, and then I saw my watch strap. But no, it was Stefan, and Stefan tends to be correct most of the time. 10 shots on target is mad. It is very mad. Akil says who's playing? Real Madrid and Man City. Real Madrid 2-0 up. He's Australian and he plays striker. Is this the youth player? Is it McLaren you were saying? Is this a youth player or is this a senior player you want to buy? I'll be honest, I've never heard of him. I've heard of the other ones you were referring to. Kieran Morrison. I know I was talking about Trey Neone. McLaren I've never heard of. Dohall misses Lucho. I miss him as well. I understand why he had to go because he had a year left on his contract and they didn't want to lose him on a free and all that, but something I perhaps didn't recognize at the time, and I think something the professionals also did not recognize at the time, is just the lack of pace within the team. There's no pace in this team. I'd take Ten Hag over Amorim. I've never really thought about it, but thinking about it now, the Ten Hag kind of tenure was probably better than the Amorim tenure. The Amorim one was probably the worst one. Which is crazy, kind of given how he did at Sporting. Oh my God, Vinicius is through here. But he fucks it up. I mean, it's crazy to say that now, but you're probably right. I only want Pochettino. Only him. Oh shit, fuck me. Valverde scored a fucking hat-trick. He scored a fucking hat-trick. Valverde scored a hat-trick. Valverde scored a hat-trick. 2-1 PSG, 3-0 Real Madrid. 3-0. A hat-trick from the same fucking player. Yeah, I'm in shock. Might have done my come on Madrid. I mean, they're literally coming on City at this point because it's 3 goals by the same player in one half. Who is this rat and what's your problem with him? It is the right back for Real Madrid. He is a rodent. If I saw him, I would put a trap out and I would put some cheese on the trap. And you know what? I'd poison the cheese. So even if the trap didn't get him, hopefully the cheese does. That's my feelings towards the Real Madrid right back. Grace is saying, what is Fish saying? I'm curious. I have no idea. I think he's making up chants for his team. I feel like there's never United fans in here. The thing is, sometimes they join and they see the Liverpool shirt and they think, oh, this guy's a prick. I'm like, I'm really not. They just automatically assume I'm going to be hating on them. And it's like, look, I might hate on you occasionally, but I hate on Liverpool more. I think sometimes they just make assumptions. Sometimes they just turn up just randomly swearing at me and I'm like, I've been complimenting your team. Well, what's going on here? Thoughts on Wirtz? I'm still happy we signed him. I just don't think the team as a whole is particularly kind of functioning. That's my first concern. Secondly, I know some people are saying sell Wirtz, blah blah blah. I still haven't seen the Wirtz and Isak link up that I was promised last year, so I still want to see that. Ultimately, I think you need some pace in the team to bring the best out of Wirtz and that's kind of how they brought the best out of Salah last year. But I think you need pace in the team to kind of drag players away. And because I think once you drag players away via pace, that means there's less players around Wirtz and he can do his magical bits and bobs. To me, everything comes back to the lack of pace. That's my simplistic view on things. Isabel says, I'd like 2 wingers, but I don't think that will happen. So I think Salah leaves and we replace him. So we buy a right winger. The team for me with the 6 properly. Adam Wharton, Gravenberch. And then the third one, so Bosley, attacking midfielder. Wirtz left wing with Rio as a backup. Whoever we get for the right. Personally, I'd love Elise. Also, but your bet is Diomande, Isak or Ekitike up front. To be honest, you're probably right, because whenever we want 2 players, they buy 1. Whenever we want 3 players, they buy 2. Whenever we want 1 player, they buy none. So you're probably right, to be honest. I'd be worried. I mean, I think you're correct that they will probably just replace Salah, and I think they'll probably keep Gakpo in the team, and I think they'll probably try and do a half-assed attempt at promoting Rio. But if they only get 1 pacey winger, I will be quite concerned, especially if they think, if they stick with Slot. At this point, I'll be fine with 17th. No trophy. I mean, at least you stay up if you get 17th. Sky Sports main event is where your dance comes on. Fair enough. I might have to check it out once just so that I know who these people are that you referred to. As I said, I know who Luke Littler is, but the others, no idea. Why can't Spurs not play like the 1960s glory days? There must be something going on in that club, not just on the pitch. It's probably off the pitch stuff. It's half time, by the way. It's probably off the pitch stuff that is negatively affecting stuff on the pitch. He's my dream player, 9 million. What's his name? McLaren, did you say? McLaren, Australia. This guy, Jamie McLaren. Hey, I mean, look at his record. To be fair, I appreciate he plays in the Indian League, but regardless, 4 matches, 7 goals is not bad. The age might be a bit of a concern. Again, I know nothing about this guy. The age at 32 might be a bit of a concern. What is very weird is that his sibling is Donald McLaren and his dad is Don McLaren. So his dad is his brother. I'm not sure that is fully legal if he was to join Liverpool. I think that might be against British law. But leaving the whole kind of weird brother-dad thing out. If you're saying he's good, I might need to look into him. Oh, we're just signing all the pensioners now. But again, I can't really call them pensioners because they're younger than me. Grace says, Mom always moans that she wants to go to bed, but I want to watch the finals. Do they finish late then? I think you said they finish. You said they finish at around 10 or 11. Fair enough. That can be quite late on a on a weekday. Chill, sir. Please take a chill pill. My chill pills are downstairs in the kitchen. Valverde 10 million plus from scoring a hat trick against City. I wonder what the odds would have been for that. It would have been something astronomical. Grace is a United fan, unfortunately. Would you take Firmino back on a free? Nope. He had a really good career at Liverpool. But you could see towards the end of his time at Liverpool, he was kind of slowing down. And additionally, even if he wasn't slowing down, I think that striker position in terms of Isak and Ekitike, I think that's sorted. It's more the bits around that concern me more than that. Oh, that's a tough question from Grace. Grace says, "Who do you hate more, Gakpo or 66?" It'd be 66. It would be 66 to be fair. But Gakpo finds new ways to irritate me every week. Whoever says Salverts, they are insane. They are indeed insane. It was something I saw on ESPN today. Sometimes I watch ESPN because it's a bit on YouTube, but it's a bit more laid back than some of the others, and it's just something I saw, and I thought I didn't click on it, but I thought that's just crazy. Whenever Spurs fan want one player, we get none. I know how you feel about that. Wasn't Slot going to be sacked? They ain't gonna sack him until the end of the season, I think. And to be honest, if he gets Champions League, which is not impossible, there's a chance they might keep him. Grace says, I've got a cheeky joke. Why are women evacuated first so men can think in silence? Fair enough. But you could argue it's also so that the women can think in silence once they get away from the men. So it probably works both ways. I'd far rather prefer Alonso, says Isabel. Think about it. 3-4-3. Virgil. Jeremy Jacquet, who I'd totally forgotten about. I forgot that we bought him. I'd completely forgotten about Jeremy Jacquet. Kanate. Then mid, McAllister, Gravenberch, Sabozlai, Curtis. Wingbacks, Kirkes, Frimpong. And you could put... presumably you'd put Isak up front. It could work. The only kind of thing I'd have is you would need to buy at least 2 more centre backs, I think, to cover injury and all that. I guess you'd have Gomez. You'd maybe have to buy at least 1 more centre back and hope Kanate stays. But it would be I'd be curious to see it. Oh, give me a sec. In particular, I think what kind of excites me the most about that is Kirkes and Frimpong being wing backs, getting up and down the pitch, because they've got the energy. So you know how I've always been saying we need pace in the team, There, you're kind of getting the pace from Kirkes and Frimpong, who I think can provide that. So it's a different kind of way of doing things, but it could still work. Why is Wirtz so buns? I think the whole team is buns, to be honest with you. How are Man City genuinely getting battered? They've got no Mbappe or Bellingham. Very true. It was a hat trick by Valverde. All football aside, do you prefer cheese on toast or beans on toast, and why? I'll be honest, I've never been a beans person. I've never been a baked beans person. I've never been that kind of... I wouldn't say they gross me out, but I just never really had them as a kid. So now I just don't buy them. So I'd 100% be a cheese on toast person. What is the harder question is cheese on toast or just normal toast? And that's a depends on the day kind of question. That's what I'd say. But what would you say? That's the important thing. Grace says, "What about Mane? Would you have him back?" No, I wouldn't take any. I wouldn't really take anybody back who used to be at the club. They left for a reason, so I'd rather the club just moved on. Now, if it was prime Sadio Mane, 2019 Sadio Mane, I'd say yeah, let's get on that. But 2026 Sadio Mane is a no from me. Stefan says slot out Phoebe from Friends in. So Phoebe, we're getting Phoebe in. We're not getting Monica in, and we're definitely not getting Rachel in. Phoebe would be the right level of chaotic that we need, to be honest. Speaking of Friends, does that mean Arne Slot is Gunther, the guy in the coffee shop? Because that's probably who he matches. To be fair, that's a W take. Gakpo annoys me and then finds new ways to make me hate him even more. Have you seen his LinkedIn posts? I'm not on LinkedIn because I just hate that website. But he makes all these pretentious posts like, "Oh, my name is Cody Mateus Gakpo and I am a investor." No, he called himself an entrepreneur on fucking LinkedIn. And I hate that website in general. I hate the people on there, and I hate how people act. But the fact that Gakpo's on there calling himself a fucking entrepreneur, it's like, bro, you're an entrepreneur of cutting inside and hitting the ball over the bar. Just shut the hell up and score some goals. That's another thing that irritates me about the guy. Entrepreneur. You're a football player and you're not a very good one at that. Bro, sell all midfielders and sign Valverde. Valverde on his own would probably do a better job. Fish says, ow. Fish has stepped on a plug. I hope you make a quick recovery. Yeah, we need a few centre-backs to play that formation. We need Valverde and Szoboszlai together. That would be pretty amazing. The only thing is Valverde would be very expensive. But let's pretend he's not expensive. I'd be super happy with that. SH says, hello mate, how was Japan? It was amazing. I had the best time. To the point where I was looking at Japan flights again today for later in the year because I want to go back. But it was really good. It was expensive, sure, but it was really good. Food was good, but not that I don't like sushi, but the food in general was good. All the touristy things were good. They've got arcades there, so they actually have arcades in Japan where they've got all the machines. They got Street Fighter, they got Tekken, whatever, and it's only 50p to play. So it's only 50p to play. I really love the arcades. On that shelf there, I bought some anime figures. I'm not massively into anime, but I figured if I'm there, gotta buy some. I stuck them on that shelf. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Tokyo. I spent most of the time in Tokyo. I did go to Yokohama, which is where Wataru Endo is from, but unfortunately I did not see him. And also there was a few Liverpool shirts. I went to the Liverpool store as well in Tokyo. There's a Liverpool store and I posted a video on it. I went to the Liverpool store in Tokyo. But yeah, I could go on forever about this, but I really enjoyed it. Isabel says cheese on toast wins. Yeah, cheese on toast is better than beans on toast. N says worst part is we do all the shooting practice. Yeah, and they put all these videos together about look how hard we're working in training, and then they do absolutely nothing when it comes to the game. I'm changing my duvet sheets. See, now you've also got a good memory. You were saying earlier that I had a good memory, but you also got a good memory because I hate that. I hate it. It's the worst. Specifically, it's the duvet. Like the mattress, because it's a solid thing, it's easier to put the sheet on, but the duvet kind of moves around. And I know there's tricks you can do where you hold the duvet by the corner and you shake it, but it just never works out straight. Never works out right for me. Fish says Angry Birds and the Boys. Indeed. Smelly Cat. Gakpo. But the next line of Smelly Cat is, it's not your fault. Can we change that to Smelly Gakpo, it's always your fucking fault? We can just tweak the lyrics slightly. Yeah, he calls himself an entrepreneur on fucking LinkedIn. Now, I hate LinkedIn in general because of the way people act on there. I don't have a profile on there. I have one which is disabled, and when the last time I was job hunting, which is 5 years ago, I enable it when I'm job hunting. But once I get a job, I just disable it because I don't want to interact with these people. But the fact is that he was calling himself an entrepreneur on there. It's like, bro, you're the entrepreneur of cutting inside and hitting the ball over the bar. It just irritates me. It irritates me so much. SH says, how did you find the food in Tokyo? Okay, controversial. I've never liked sushi, but I thought, since I'm going to Tokyo, I need to try the sushi there. Maybe it's better there. And I tried it in the market where it was very expensive. I also tried it in like the sushi restaurant where basically you sit down and there's like conveyor belts of sushi going all around you. You pick up what you want. Tried it there, and I can confirm I don't like sushi. I've been all the way. I've been 6,000 miles away. I've tried it. It's fine, but it's not. It's not for me. I also had ramen in Japan, which was fine, but again, personally, I didn't really see the fuss. But from a food perspective, you know how I was saying the best pizza I've ever had is in New York. The one I had in Japan was equal to that. Number one. And number two, there's lots of convenience stores in Tokyo, and they sell really good food. So if you were to, like, there's this chocolate croissant that I'd get in Japan for 80p. And when you bite into the croissant, right, it's a whole, they've jammed like 4 blocks of dairy milk in there. You know what? Like, it's not chocolate chips. They've jammed like solid fucking blocks of chocolate in there to the point where this croissant is basically mostly chocolate. So the Japanese food itself, I didn't really like, but the pizza was amazing, and the croissants and the desserts and all that kind of stuff was amazing. Fish says, Grace, where's my burger? And Grace is like, what you on about? Reluctant Gamer says, City look trash. I mean, I'm in shock that they are 3-0 down. They're making subs now, though. Reinders is coming on for Savino. Gracie's profile picture is Johnny Clayton. Is this the one that you fancy? So you fancy this guy and you also fancy Pedro Pascal. He kind of looks a bit like Pedro Pascal with the facial kind of setup and the hair, so I can maybe see the resemblance. Would you go China or Hong Kong or Africa, etc.? I would. Apparently, Keir Starmer agreed a few weeks ago for visa-free travel. Like, if you're from the UK, you can go to China now without a visa. So I might try it for that. Since, I mean, a visa is not super expensive anyway, but it's one less thing to worry about. But yeah, China I would. Africa I've never been. I want to go. I do want to go to Africa. I just don't know where. Have you got any recommendations? Shit, your good point. Yeah, Lucas. We're talking about Japanese food. I don't even noticed. You got me talking about food, which made me just lose all track of time and reality. Isabel approves of the Smelly Gakpo. It's always your fault. Yeah, Leverkusen drew. That was it was an early kickoff, and the thing is, Leverkusen, they were ahead until the 90th minute, and then Arsenal got a penalty in the 90th minute, which I didn't see, but was apparently the worst dive you've ever seen, and then they scored a penalty from that dive. Grace says, you want Gakpo out of your life 100%. If you've got any suggestions on how I can... Real Madrid almost scored a fourth. If you've got any suggestions on how I can achieve this, I'd be most grateful. Did you try the famous Wagyu beef? I've heard a lot of good things about. I did. So the A5 Wagyu beef. I got an A5, which is like a special some Wagyu beef shit. Wagyu sirloin steak on a stick. They give it to you like on a stick. It was really nice. It was really good. Was it worth the £25 up the 5,000? Maybe. I'm quite cheap when it comes to food, so I'd say probably not a second time, but it makes sense to have it the first time, if you know what I mean. It makes sense to try it. Yeah, it was amazing. It was a kind of small portion for 25 quid, so it's worth it the first time, but not the second time. But it was like very very tender, I gotta say, very soft. Making me starving. Yeah, me too. Isabel says, "Oh, F off. Ornstein is saying slot is safe. Get the F out of here, Ornstein." I saw that. If it's any sort of comfort, I think this is just professional talk. And I think if Slot was actually safe, I think they would have given him a new contract, because at the end of this season, his contract will only have 1 year left. So I think and I hope that this is just professional talk, that they don't want to say, yeah, Slot is screwed if he doesn't perform. I hope that's what it is. Because I think if he was truly safe, they would have extended his contract, but can't say that for certain. Isabel understands the Pedro Pascal appreciation. seems to be a favorite here. I've seen. I watched him in Fantastic Four. Was he Mr. Stretch in that? He was pretty good in that. Question of the best: most expensive thing I have ever seen. My house. Like, probably, or I don't know if that's what you meant. My house is the most expensive thing I've ever bought that I've seen. Or do you mean like buildings? I wouldn't know. I've been to Tokyo, I've been to New York, been to Canada. Probably, what would be the most expensive thing there? I'd have to look it up. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. SH says, Starmer doing something I agree with. This has to be a dream. Yes, you'll have to pinch yourself. But yeah, apparently visa-free travel now, UK to China. So I might check it out for that reason. I would need to do some research, as I did with Japan. But it's one of the possibilities. Grace says, who is even Keir Starmer? Is he a PM? Yeah, he's the Prime Minister. He's the leader of the Labour Party. Cody Gack post. Can't wait to see the back of him post. He just irritates me to my core. Because me, as a casual unprofessional, I know he's going to cut inside onto his right foot, which means the non-casual actual professionals on the pitch know he's going to do that as well. Waste of space, waste of oxygen, waste of absolutely everything. I don't keep up with the news, not since Boris. Wow. Since Boris, I think it might have gone Boris, Rishi. No, Boris... Then Liz Truss, I think. Yeah, it was Theresa May, then Boris, then Liz Truss, then Rishi Sunak. And then Rishi Sunak lost the election, and then it was Keir Starmer. Grace says everyone needs to try Fanta Grape. Oh, I forgot to say. Fanta Grape I had in Japan is absolutely amazing. But I did some Googling yesterday. So I Googled yesterday, is Fanta Grape in Japan going to be the same in the UK? And apparently it's not going to be the same, because in Japan, when I was drinking it in Japan, like liters of it. I could taste the sugar, but apparently when they bring it to the UK, because of the sugar tax, they're going to change the recipe. But I will have to try it in the UK when it arrives to see if it's any different. But the Japanese one, I could taste the fact that it was loaded with sugar, but it was so good. It was amazing. Yeah, you've experienced it at least. Yeah, that was the thing with the Wagyu. It was really good, but it was a small portion. Grace says, have you had any whispers recently? Not recently, no. I'm trying to eat a bit healthily now because in Japan, I was walking about 16 miles a day and I still put on weight because I was eating chocolate, eating fried food, eating pizza. I'm trying to eat slightly healthier now, but I might have to reward myself with a whisper maybe next week. Oh, in general, like cars, I wouldn't know. I'm definitely not a car guy. What's the most expensive thing I've ever seen? I don't know. It would probably be some sort of building. It would probably be one of the buildings in New York. I've seen the Trump Tower. I've walked past the Trump Tower. That looks pretty expensive. I don't know if it's actual gold or not, but it looks pretty expensive. Drake, yeah. Taylor Swift, yeah. I've seen Taylor Swift, and the Taylor Swift tickets were very expensive, so that's why what I'd go for. Grace says, that reminds me, I want to ask you, what's the worst injury you've had? I've never really had any serious injuries. Maybe 10 years ago, I was doing kind of tricep extensions. And as I kind of extended my arm, I could hear like Velcro, almost like, when your Velcro's ripping. I could hear that sound and I thought that's a bit weird. And then that kind of hurt me for about 10 years. I say hurt, but it would get triggered by exercise for 10 years, but it seems to be kind of better now. I've never really had any serious injuries. I've been lucky. How about you? That's quite clever. It's not Keir Starmer, it's Kid Starmer. CJ has played a lot of hours on Fortnite. Dang, I've not played that many hours on any game. Fanta Grape is amazing. I do need to try it in England to see if the recipe is different. But if even if it's mostly the same, it's gonna be up there. I'm a big fan of Bourneville chocolate. I don't know what it is, but it goes down too easy. I mean, any chocolate, to be honest. I'm not, how sometimes people can buy chocolate and they just, ration it out, have a piece a day, have one piece a day, have another piece the next day. I can't do that. If I buy chocolate, that whole thing's going. So I have to ration it. Grace says, you're not fat though. Lol, you eat all the chocolate you want. I am. I need to lose a bit of weight. There's a reason why this t-shirt's very loose. But I do walking and I do. Fuck. Is it a penalty for Real Madrid? I think it's a penalty for Real Madrid. It's a penalty for Real Madrid. But I try to do walking, do exercise, do boxing. I've got a punch bag and I've got boxing gloves. I just try, because I love eating, I just try and do whatever I can to work it off. Zaim says, hi, missed yesterday's match. I'm jealous that you missed yesterday's match because you missed that disaster. How's things? All good. No, I've not been around for the last month, but all good. Other than that, I was away and Liverpool scored 5 goals against West Ham. And then as soon as I get back, Liverpool lose. So that's the story of my life. Pretty much the usual. How about you? How's things with you? Hope you are good. Hope you're doing better than Liverpool. You tried pizza Pringles? I've not, but they taste taste pretty good. Bro, hate watching both teams. Don't blame me. Don't blame you if you are. Yeah, pretty much. That is pretty much it. Man City I don't like for obvious reasons, and Real Madrid I don't like because that rat that they have at right back. I can see his little tail. His little tail's like following him as he runs around. Vinicius is stepping up. Would you want Elise at Liverpool for the right price? Apparently, he's got a 60 million odd release clause. Vinicius steps up and saved. He did a little Bruno Fernandes jumping penalty. And Donnarumma saves it. Mine's an F245. Is that a plane? I'm 18 in 3 hours buzzing. Well, happy birthday in advance. Fun times. Would you box Mark Goldbridge for 10k each round each round to last? Probably not. Probably not, because I think you can do serious damage to somebody punching them in the head. So unlikely, to be honest. Here in Bristol, there's a wholesaler called Rajani's. I go there to buy spices and stuff. Yeah, the wholesalers are good for that sort of stuff. They always get American. Oh, they get the Japanese fruit Fanta grape. I might have to make my way over to Bristol. The peach sucks. I didn't have the peach. I had I had the Fanta melon, which was a 10 out of 10, and the Fanta grape, which is an 11 out of 10. Best thing I ever had in my life. But if the wholesalers have got it and it's the Japanese version, number one, I might have to see if there's a wholesaler near me that stocks that. But if not, I'm gonna have to make my way to Bristol with a suitcase to get a couple of crates. Grace has had a lot of injuries, trapping my finger in the window because it wasn't on the hook properly. Oh my goodness, that hurt. And one time I just finished PE lesson and I was carrying a badminton bag. So I hope you recover from said injuries. It tends to be Harry who Harry tends to get most of the injuries. He injured himself yesterday and then he was here earlier and he said he played another football game today and he injured himself again, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I hope you made a quick recovery from those injuries. 2-2 PSG. Will says, God, this PSG Chelsea game could go either way. It does concern me slightly that if Liverpool were to progress to the next round, the two teams that they could play are fairly free scoring. That's a bit of a concern. But freely conceding as well. There's a positive spin. I did the hottest chip challenge today. It's unbearable. Is this the one where it's like one chip and then you open it and then you almost die? I've seen. Is that the one that Deontay Wilder did? And he was like, I don't feel a thing. That's not a Deontay Wilder accent. And he's like, I'm fine. And then his face starts going red. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. Isabel says Fanta Melon isn't bad. I really liked the Fanta Melon, but the grape was better. The grape was just mind blowing. But I don't know if it's because most of the drinks in the UK tend to have the sugar removed because of the sugar tax and all that. Whereas this thing, it was loaded with the sugar of my childhood. You know how when you were a kid, all the drinks and all the sweets were just loaded with sugar? It just reminded me of that. And it was so good. Grace was in a PE lesson. And I was carrying badminton stuff and I tripped over the mat. And oh my God, I couldn't walk for at least 3 days. Ouch. That does sound painful. They need to take a couple more safety precautions to make sure everyone's okay. But I hope after the 3 days things started to get a bit better, because that sounds like a nasty one. Speaking of nasty, This Man City performance has been nasty because it's just Real Madrid attack after Real Madrid attack. And my worst injury is probably when I stood on and punctured my big toe, a stonefish, the most poisonous fish in the world. Dang. Well, number one, it's good that you're still here from stepping on the most poisonous fish in the world. But that does sound like a bad injury. I hope it didn't keep you out for too long. I've never had any serious injuries. I have had near-death experiences. I don't know if that's the same. The one that sticks in my mind the most is when I was a teenager and I got off the bus. When I was going to school, and I crossed the road from at the back of the bus, and as soon as I stepped out, like whoosh, a car just went past, and if I was maybe a second later, that car would have killed me because I stepped out from behind the bus. Which they say you should never do. So I've had that near-death experience. When I went to Budapest a couple of weeks back, it was snowing and I decided to climb a mountain. Not a mountain, but that giant hill thing, where every step I almost slipped and killed myself. So that was scary as well. But I'm more of a near-death experience type of guy, I'd say, rather than a injury type of guy. Stefan says, you travel the world, but Oldham is just down the road, and it's full of rubbish takeaways, crime, and rain. What more? I was just about to say, what more could you wish for? But you've beaten me. You've beaten me to it. The good thing is the rain. The rain will be stopping soon. I was going to say that might mean the crime would decrease, but the crime would probably increase with the better weather. But nothing wrong with a shite takeaway. Sometimes the worse the takeaway, the better it is. Now, that's a very weird thing to say, but when you think about it, it makes sense. Oh, you put your eye on the hot chip. Yeah, you're gonna need to wash that out. Try Goose Pepsi. What is that? And do I want to know what that is? SH says, yeah, they nerfed so many great drinks. They just don't taste the same anymore. Oasis Sunny Delight, which is the drink that turns you orange, but is a pretty nice drink. Capri Sun was good. Yeah, the sugar tax are just completely nerfed. The thing is as well, when they had more sugar in them, they used to kind of fill you up a bit more. I don't know if it was the sugar doing that or whatever. But these days, when you have some of these drinks, you almost feel like you haven't really had anything. But that's definitely one of the good things about other countries where they don't have these laws and the drinks taste a bit better. S13839 says, how did Madrid score so many goals in the first half? That's a very good question. The first one was a mistake by Donnarumma. Valverde scored. The other two, I don't 100% remember what happened, but all three were Valverde goals. So I'd say Valverde was just on fire, and City didn't have much that they could do in return, and they've not done much since. Grace's friend nearly broke her finger by kicking the ball, but I was in goal. It was the last day of school present because I've left school now. You should have gotten your friend back. You should have kicked the ball right back at your friend. Ooh, Vinicius. Speaking of kicking balls, Vinicius hits that just wide. Pan camera season is giving me the eye. I'll take that as a positive. Liverpool are looking at Rudiger. Let's hope they only look and do not buy. I'm fine to window shop at Rudiger, but we don't need to commit to spending money on him. Can I just say though, it's not a mountain, but it was covered in snow. So each step, if you step, your foot goes whoosh, or your foot goes whoosh, with each step. So you had to walk up the hill very, 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 very slowly because you had to basically guess. You had to basically, not walk too quickly. So it took me forever. but it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. It was one of the scariest experiences of recent times because of the snow and because of the ice. And you couldn't see which parts were just snowy, which parts were just icy. It was terrifying. But without the snow, no problem. I think half an hour would be fine. But it was the snow that made it bad. One chip challenge is weak sauce. The hottest chili snack I've ever had was the world's hottest chocolate bar. It's this pathetic little tiny chocolate bar that has 8 million Scoville chili extract in it, and it's violent. Damn. So they actually got to 7 million. They got to 7 million chili extracts, and they said, you know what? I know we've done 7 million, but 7 million is not enough. Let's stick another million chilies in there. That sounds wild. I like spicy food in general. If I go to Nando's, I'll get hot, but I won't get extra hot. I will not get extra hot. So I like things hot, but not crazy hot. I nearly died. Text. Yeah. I remember. I remember you saying. So you've also had near death experiences. Is this Rudiger? 54 million on a 3-year contract. Ooh, Camavinga's coming on. I wouldn't mind Camavinga. Is that Rudiger? For that offer. 54 million. 3-year contract. And Robertson, really? I don't know about that. That sounds like cap. That sounds like cap, as they say. Rudiger must be on some sort of crazy wages. I'm not sure we'd pay those wages. Fun fact, I've had hand, foot and mouth disease and food poisoning. I mean, I'm not sure that's a fun fact. I mean, it's factual. I don't know how fun it is, but it is factual. How long ago was that? That must have been a while ago. And how long were you out for? I hope you were not out for too long. They just opened a Dave's Hot Chicken here in Bristol, and when I get paid next week, I'm gonna go. I'm going and buying the hottest thing they do to try it. Nice. Do report back on number 1 what you bought, and number 2 if it was any good. I'm intrigued. Stefan says that does not count as a near-death experience. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Again, I can't emphasize enough. Imagine walking up a hill where there's no pavement. It's a hill, and it's icy. And if you step in the wrong place, your foot goes whoosh, or your foot goes whoosh, which means your legs split and you fall back, and you might, if you fall to the right instead of backwards, you're gonna fall off a hill and die. I mean, that's a near death experience. I was not particularly happy climbing up that hill. Again, it's because of the ice. 54 million is way too much for Rudiger's age. How old is he these days? Rudiger. 33. Yeah, I don't see Michael Edwards FC investing that much. They're more of the Jeremy Jacquet type of people. By all means, they might get another centre back, but I think they'll probably look in the younger market again. 23, 22. up and coming player. Maybe not already world class, but with world class potential. I think that's what they'll probably do. The disease made me have 1 month of school and 1 month and 4 days of school off because you kept falling asleep. Well, there's a positive at least. Good things can come from bad things. Oh, right, the 4th day was the poisoning. I see. Well, at least it gave you a good rest. That's probably not the best way to. That's probably not the best interpretation, but it is what it is. I still can't believe City haven't scored a goal. It's Ryan Shirky doing his little dribbles, but Real Madrid have pretty much every player behind the ball. So unfortunately, I do not see them. I do not see them getting a single goal. Isabel's money is on Charlie Crespo, as in for the additional centre back position. Could be. He's English, I think, so he'd count towards the quota. He's probably the right age range. Yeah, could happen. Stefan says, I've been there dozens of times and walked up that hill in winter loads of times and I'm not dead. Or maybe am I? But not just winter. Have you gone when it's icy? When it's icy and snowy, but the ice is underneath the snow, so you don't know where to step. But equally, you're determined to get to the top, so you don't know if each step is gonna be your last step. It was quite scary. I can't lie. And I'm not dead. Oh, I mean, you could be. Earlier, you said that you could be a bot or you could be a cute girl. Maybe there is a third option, that you are a poltergeist. You are a spirit from the other side. So that is also possible. Man City almost got one back there. Real Madrid player doing ballerina twirls in his own box. And Nico Riley almost scores. Zayn would like a DM first and foremost. Looking at the data, there's a few like Sherma Andres at 20 years old. Interesting. I've not heard of this guy. What about him from a data perspective makes him a good catch? Is he a good tackler? Is he a destroyer type of DM? Kind of tackler, win the ball back type of guy? Or is he a playmaker? Or is he a bit of both? If he's 20 years old, that's probably the right age range. I mean, Liverpool have no problem going a bit older than that, but 20 is still fine, I think. I'm curious to see who they get for the wide positions. My kind of big beef with this team is there's no pace. And I think if you have more pace, that drags players away. It creates more space for Wirtz. Creates more space for every player. And I think that's a lot of the reason why Salah was so successful last year. Because you had Nunez and Diaz creating the space with their pace and with their chaos. Now we don't have that. So yeah, I think we need a DM. Need a centre-back at the very least. I want at least 2 pacey players up front, but it might just be one. I wouldn't mind a right back as well. I can't lie. Sorry. I love Conor Bradley, but the guy cannot stay fit for more than 5 seconds. I'd be tempted to just loan can't say his damn name. I'd be tempted to just loan Conor Bradley to a Premier League club just so that he can prove that he can play 38 games a season. And just get somebody in who can play. Because again, Conor Bradley's good, Frimpong's good, but they play about 5 games a season. So I just need someone else at right back. I'm not going to read that. That's a very interesting name. Who's Sherma Andres? Oh, is it Kema? Is it Kema Andres? I've not heard of him, to be honest. You have to tell me what's good about him. What makes him a good fit. But yeah, defensive midfielder at the very least. And hopefully some pacey players up front. No, the food poisoning kept making me fall asleep. Oh, you can't change it. You shouldn't have changed it to Grace hates blue hat. Lol. You should change it to Grace loves blue hat. Lol. Because then I can wear the blue hat again. You know, when I went to Tokyo, I took my blue hat with me, and it's the only hat I took. Because you said I can't wear it on stream, so I thought, okay, I need to wear it somewhere. I think it's a fine hat. Zaim said, yes, Mr. Baeter. I met Shema Andres. Joe Gomez has to go. The thing is with Joe Gomez, I get it, but the flip side for me with Joe Gomez is, number one, he's English. Number two, he's been at the club since he was 17, so he counts towards the Champions League quota, not just the English quota. And number three, he can play multiple positions: right back, left back, and centre back, and DM if you're absolutely desperate. So I just feel like the intangibles when it comes to Joe Gomez are quite valuable. Like if he didn't have those intangibles, if he was French, and if he could only play centre back, then I'd be like, yeah. Surprise, surprise! I'm describing Konate, but I like the intangibles that he comes with. Just when you think drinks can't be dangerous, fruit shoots. Whatever happened to fruit shoots? Do they still exist? They must still exist, but I've not had one in a good 10, maybe longer years. Yeah, Man City trying their best here, but I don't think they're going to get nothing. Stefan says, slot out Pamela Anderson in. So hold on. We've had Pamela Anderson in. We've had Phoebe Buffet in. We've had all the Spice Girls in. This seems to be a female management team that you are putting together. In particular, a blonde team. I appreciate not all the Spice Girls are blonde, but that seems to be the direction we're going. We're going from no hair to a lot of hair. Salah out, John Wick in. Well, he'd certainly strike fear into the opposition more than Salah does. Demolish Anfield and graduate with Tranmere Rovers. Could work. Just demolish Anfield after I go there in a few weeks. I'm going there on the 28th, so you can demolish it on the 29th if you want. I give you permission to do it after, but not before. We are allowed 17 non-homegrown players in the Premier League, and in terms of versatility, there's others in the market like Gertrude on the market. True. I guess if they replaced him, I'd feel happier about it. If they were to get rid of Gomez, because to be fair, Gomez also plays about 3 games a season, but replace him with somebody else who's versatile. That I can live with. That I can live with. Who would buy Joe Gomez? West Ham? For some reason I can I can foresee and envisage Joe Gomez in a West Ham shirt. Haaland's coming off. Man City have given up. So Haaland's coming off and Marmoush is coming on. Not Marmoush, but Marmoush. Marmoush is on. Oh my god, the rat is taking a free kick. Why is this rat taking a free kick? Rat with the free kick. Absolute shit free kick by the rat. And it is cleared by Man City. If you want your free kick to be useful, don't let the rat take it. But knowing FSG, we'll have to rely on outgoings first. Alisson could leave because he keeps getting injured. Salah most likely will leave to Saudi. McAllister, I've got a weird feeling, could leave. Gomez, provided they got a versatile player in. The rat's going off. Endo, Endo can leave if he's still alive. I don't know if anybody has seen any signs of life recently. Chiesa, speaking of signs of life, people have proactively seen signs of death when it comes to Chiesa. Kanate, we can only hope. Robertson, could leave, but then you'd need a left back. There will probably be significant outgoings. I think Salah is pretty much definitely gone. But the good thing is they'll probably sell him to Saudi, and that will fund. I was going to say fund a rebuild, but what does 100 million get you these days? Basically a pizza and 2 drinks. 100 million is nothing these days, but it'll help. It will 100% help. Chiesa, maybe you can get a bit. Kanate probably leave on a free. Robertson probably get a bit. It will clear things up from a numbers perspective at the very least. Gray says that comment you said about Gakpo made me laugh. The asteroid one. Yeah. Cody Mateus Gakpo, the entrepreneur. Oh god, he just gets on my nerves. It's just the level of pretentiousness that irritate me about that guy. But what can you do? Oh my god, can this rat get off the pitch? Why is this rat taking so long? Move. Yeah, I don't see City getting a goal. What's happening in the PSG game? 3-2. Barcola, Dembele, Vitinha, Gusto Fernandes. Yeah, so whilst Liverpool might go through, they have PSG awaiting them in the next round. So I wouldn't be too enthusiastic about going through. Grace says, can you give a shout out to my mom? Of course. Shout out to Grace's mom. Hope you are good. Hope you are well. I was going to say, hope you are enjoying the weather, but it won't stop raining. But I hope you are good outside of that. I fear Van Dijk could have a Salah drop-off next season, but we don't have an experienced centre-back that can naturally replace him, so may have to keep him next season. Yeah, I think they will keep him, and it wouldn't surprise me if they give him a 1-year extension next year. Salah will go. I think if Van Dijk does have a Salah level drop-off, I don't see it happening, but again, it's I'd be guessing, but I think you need a level of seniority. I think you need a level of seniority in the back line, Because if you think about it, there's a chance Alisson might go, in which case you have Mabadashvili. Right back, there's no senior players there. There's Frimpong and there's Bradley. Left back, if Robertson goes, there's no senior players. Centre back, if Kanate goes, there's no senior players. I think for that reason they might keep him. Reluctant Gamer says City not going to score in this game, which is a bit of a surprise. I had them winning this game 2-0. What I did not have is City being 3-0 down in the first half. And to make matters worse, they've taken Haaland off. So it's probably going to end 3-0. Grace says, thank you, you're the best. No problem. Happy to help, as always. You know who's not the best? Man City. Because they're 3-0 down. And I don't even think they're going to turn this around in the next leg. They might get a goal. They might get a second goal, but 3-0 is too much. Now, teams have come back from 3-0, as we're aware. And as the rat that plays for Real Madrid will also be aware, but unlikely. Mamouche dives, but gets a free kick. Free kick edge of the box. It's actually right on the corner of the box. Reinder's standing over it. Ooh, not a bad free kick. Not a bad free kick, but saved by Courtois. Grace says, "I'm tired. I am also tired. I don't think I'll be sticking around for long today." you know how yesterday when it ended, I was still here half an hour later. I don't think that's gonna happen today. I think once the game is over, in the next 2-3 minutes, I shall disappear. But we'll be back on... When are Liverpool playing? Is it Sunday? I think it's Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Sunday, 4:30 against Spurs. To be honest, at this point, a game against Spurs is probably what you want, because Liverpool are not playing good, but Spurs are finding ways to be even worse. Now, what would be quite insulting is if Spurs were to find a way to bounce back against Liverpool. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Just 4 minutes of injury time. Kvaratskhelia makes it 4-2. Wow. And has changed the game. Jesus Christ, I'm saying blessed. Best player on the pitch, and to think we were so close. I was just gonna mention that I'm typically not too disappointed whenever Liverpool miss out on a player. I typically tend to be like, yeah, whatever. But Kvaratskhelia was one I was quite disappointed to miss out on. I think he would have made a big difference to this Liverpool team. He would have given that pace and that explosiveness that we're missing. And he would have felt right at home with his mate, Mamardashvili. It's just a shame. I think it's wages, which is what it came down to in the end. But yeah, I would have loved him. Grace says, you got your mom anything for Mother's Day? I did. I got from Japan strawberry cheesecake Kit Kat. It's like a box of Kit Kats. In Japan, they do all these weird Kit Kat flavors, and one of the weird Kit Kat flavors was strawberry cheesecake flavor. I don't know if it's going to be nice or not, but it's a bit different. And it also means I can have one, which is, let's be honest, that's the most important point. That's the most important aspect. It means I can have one. Can you shout out my mom as well? She's not watching as she's 82 years old and doesn't watch anything with swearing or football. I see. Well, she's definitely correct not to watch then, because you do get a lot of swearing and a lot of football. But shout out to Stefan's mom. What does your mom like? That is the question. Does she like gardening? I could I have a lemon tree here, which I grew from seed. This is quite interesting. I've got some other plants if she's into gardening. I've got some other plants on the window. Speaking of gardening, this year I'm going to grow apples and also cherries and also grapes and also blackberries and also blueberries and also raspberries and also strawberries and also gooseberries and also oranges. I think that's what I'm growing this year. I might have missed. I've got 2 types of grapes in the garden. I got red grapes and I got white grapes. Probably other stuff. Oh, and I got peaches and I got plums. So that's one of the fun things about summer. Grace says, damn, 82. My mom's only 52. I think she was born in 1973. Yeah, that would line up. So that would mean your mom hasn't had her birthday yet in 2026. It's full time. City got battered. I was not predicting City to get battered, but that's life sometimes. Life does not always give you what you want. Before I go, what was the oh shit, it's 5-2. 5-2 in the 5-2 in the PSG game. Chelsea have completely capitulated. Kvaratskhelia 86. Kvaratskhelia 90 plus 4. Yeah. It's a positive if Liverpool get through, but it's ultimately means we'll probably face these guys, which is a less of a positive. Her birthday is the 4th of June, makes sense, so 52 is correct. Grace says bye, take care Grace, have a wonderful sleep. You too. I'll be back on Sunday. Normally I say I'll be back to see Liverpool get battered, but let's be honest, there's no chance Liverpool get battered by Spurs. So I'll be back to see Liverpool win a game of football, which is a rarity. PSG have just won this game 5-2. And then after that, it's probably Galatasaray again, I think. Yeah, there's a Brighton game and then it's the Galatasaray game. But anyway, I am going to go. Hope you guys have a nice evening. And I hope it's better than City's evening. Anyway, take care.